Welcome back to Together at GRCC. Today we introduce a dedicated support professional and theater manager at Grand Rapids Community College, whose journey has spanned roles in equity and inclusion initiatives, student success support, and career development. From assisting college leadership to guiding young professionals at Calvin College, this multifaceted contributor brings broad experience to every project he touches. Through his unique lens on education, inclusion, and the arts, he continues to uplift and inspire those around him. Please welcome Jonathan Wheeler. Hi, Jonathan. How you doing?
Hi, Ryan. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Together at GRCC.
Cool. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you. So first, can you just tell us about your background and what led you to work as a support professional and theater manager at the Spectrum Theater?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess for me, I've been involved in theater since I was in high school, and then going to college, when I was taking classes as a student, I was not as heavily involved in the theater, but I still did a couple community theater productions. And so as a student here at GRCC, I was a student, and I worked in student employment services. Then I worked in the College Success Center, and then I worked in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And during that time, the position for theater manager opened up, and I was pretty close with the former theater manager, who was awesome, by the way, Shelly Urbane. And she told me that was opening up, and I just applied for it because I knew it was something I wanted to be involved in. I always enjoyed Spectrum Theater and the productions they do, so I was happy to have the chance to be a part of that. So,
wow, that's an amazing opportunity. Yeah, Shelly is great.
She is. I love her. She's awesome.
So how do you balance the administrative duties with managing the theater?
Mm-hmm. Totally. So, they kind of go hand in hand, honestly. The administrative duties, my job focuses on supporting the theater program at GRCC. So that's, making sure our class schedules are up to date, make sure the classrooms are selected properly, make sure the classes are in people so students can enroll in them, or even just helping students enroll in our classes or answer any questions they may have. Along with Tom Cackley, I do my best to support the program and anything our adjunct faculty, our technical director, anything they may need to help them in their classes or with students, I'm there to assist with. And then on the other side, I'm the theater manager, so all productions that occur at Spectrum Theater, so through actors, theaters, Jewish theater, and our GRCC players, I assist with more like the front of house things, so box office and audience flow and audience engagement, so making sure our tickets are sold and making sure the lobby lights are on and our box office is operating properly and making sure we have enough snacks in the concession stand. So, it can get busy at times, but honestly, it's in the daytime, I do more of the administrative side. And then in the evenings is where I have to put my other theater manager hat on. So It balances itself out, and I really enjoy it because I can never just sit down for hours on end. I have to be up and moving, which keeps me active. And it's awesome. I'm able to engage with many members of our community through the position. So I love it. It's wonderful.
That is really great. That's such a fun experience to be able to have.
It is. I know by the end of, once we reach June, I'm always so exhausted because I noticed how much I was doing over the year, but it's always very rewarding. So yeah.
Right. The Spectrum Theater is part of the GRCC community. What does community mean to you in the context of the performing arts, and how do you see the theater's role in bringing people together?
So for me, theater is all about building connections, and at Spectrum, that's something we focus on. So as I kind of mentioned previously, we have 3 different theater organizations that perform outside of Spectrum Theater. So we have our GRCC Players, which is our student group. So any student on GRCC's campus can audition for GRCC Players in their productions. So, even if there's a business student or somebody or a culinary student and they want to audition, they can come and audition. You just simply have to be enrolled at GRCC.
So you don't even have to be in the theater program to take part in
Not
the
at
theater.
all. We have a ton of students in the theater program, but not all of them who are in our productions are part of that program. They do have other majors, but it's something that they're still passionate about. They may have done it in high school, and they can continue that passion here at GRCC at Spectrum. So yeah, we open it to all students. Simply just have to have a class on your schedule. And then we have actors theaters, which they're currently in their 42nd season at Spectrum. I know. I say that all the time. That's amazing. They do a lot of thought-provoking plays, so really makes you think when you walk away from it. And then we also have Jewish Theater of Grand Rapids, which do a lot of plays that obviously, talk about the Jewish heritage and their story. So a variety of shows we do each performance season, and it's awesome. It's a great way to engage the community because we have different engaged audiences. So, we have our students and their families, for the GRCC players, but actors reaches maybe a younger, more socially focused generation. Then you have the Jewish who reach, their patrons. So it's awesome. We have a variety of people who walk through our doors each time. So yeah, it's great.
How does the theater department support the educational mission of GRCC, whether through student involvement, internships, or partnerships with academic departments?
Totally. So I know our program director, Tom Cackley, he is really big on, he really focuses on the student and their experience and how they enjoy our program. And also with that comes collaboration. So I know he really intentionally tries to drive that collaboration with us. But I mean, students, he does a great job at leading our program. Students through there, they're able to gain real world skills from the acting and the performing and the dancing aspect of it. And even they have a chance to work on our scene shop with our technical director, Cole. He allows students to volunteer for scene shop hours so they can help build the sets. So, I mean, we have a variety of opportunities for students to engage at our theater. So they learn a lot, they develop skills that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. Even if they work in our department, they are developing skills in that moment to take with them. And yeah, there's awesome. Our students, they really enjoy and they see the benefit in our program and they're just always happy to be a part of it. So some of them even go on to be part of Broadway. So it's like,
Wow.
we do what we can with what we have, but yeah, our students, they're our focus and they love it. So yeah.
Do students often, they'll come here for theater and then do a lot of them transfer to I know Western is a
so Western is a
connection.
big one. Yeah, so Western is a great connection we have. They go to GBSU sometimes. It just really depends. They have a variety, but yeah, so they come here to get a pre-theater degree. Then from now on, they can transfer to their 4-year of their choosing with the pre-theater degree. So yeah, they love it. And it's even awesome because they are able to really engage with each other. So like students, they develop their best friends like typically through our program because they're there a lot for rehearsals, and the scene shop, but it's just great to see like those connections build and like maintain throughout the year. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about it, but as we know, running a theater isn't just about what happens on stage. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of background things that happen. What might audiences not know that's happening? I know you talked a little bit about like making sure the candy's stocked up for the show.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It is really busy. It can get really busy. I know once the beginning of the year in July over the summer, Tom and I work to like build the performance schedule for the year. So like who's going to have their show when? So between actors, Jewish and GRCC, we have to divvy it up. But then we also like to leave time open for various other organizations. So sometimes we have dance companies. Recently, we've had a lot of dance companies at Spectrum doing a lot of recitals. So that's new. But so we have to build our schedule to make sure that everything is, we have everything aligned properly for the dates and all that good stuff. Once everyone's good with that, we're going into rehearsal. So ensuring that they have the rooms they need for rehearsing. And then, from that, when we get close to performance week is scheduling, especially for our GRCC shows, that tech Saturday, so the students are here all day on a Saturday. They have to go through each cue to cue, do all their lighting and sound, make sure all the elements come together. Then we have to get them lunch. So that way, they're there all day. So we have to feed them. When we feed them, and then go into the performance week, which is really, that's when my theater manager hat kind of comes on because that's when we're doing ticket sales. Now, tickets are always for sale throughout the season, but that's when it's like the most important for each of those specific shows. So along with my box office students, we're making sure that phones are answered. Who wants to sit where, do you need your ticket? Do you want to get a refund? Do you want to change your night? And we're doing all of that. And then the show happens, we have the performance, and then the night of, ensuring the lobby doors are unlocked, candy stock, they have everything they need to ensure that everything runs smoothly so that the actors can focus on acting, the crew can focus on being the crew, and we can focus on the tickets, and it just all comes together beautifully. So, there's a lot of moving parts, but we've established a nice system. We have a good timeline of when things need to happen, so it's pretty routine for us now. But of course, the unexpected can happen, but overall, it's just following that routine and make sure that what we can avoid, we do avoid, so that way when something happens that we're not expecting, we can focus on that. So. Yeah. It's a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's great how you described it. Like, it's great to see how different people and their different sections of the theater, like they all have to do their part to make it actually happen.
Yeah, no, totally. We have sound designers and lighting designers who are typically not at GRCC. They're outside contracted. We contract them, but even so, it's bringing all those elements together to bring our productions to life. We can't do it alone, so we need so many moving parts, so many hands on board, but it always works out. And it's a lot of work, but the great part about it is that you can see them having fun. People are generally enjoying their time there. It's not like, I got to go to the Spectrum Theater again. It's like, I'm excited to go to rehearsal. I get to see my friends, get to put on the performance. And it's the energy there, especially like during the performance week, is just like, it's the best. I love it.
I wanted to go see the last show, but there was something happening. I know they run 2 nights generally.
Yeah, so for our GRCC shows, we have 3 nights. So technically 4. So on the Wednesday, typically we have a free show for GRCC students. So students can come and see the show for free. That's technically still a dress rehearsal, but it's like their final preview performance. So it gives the students a chance to have an audience before their opening night so they can get used to that feeling. So again, that's free for students on the Wednesday before show. But then for our GRCC shows, we do one weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The other theater companies, actors and Jewish, they do 2 weekends. So, but it's great. Yeah. So and the students, the last show they did was The Outsider, and it was about a governor who became governor unexpectedly, and it was hilarious. Audience was like walked out still laughing about it. It was great. It's I don't think right now it makes me want to laugh. It was a great show, and the students students who saw it, they came out and were like, when can I get a script for the next show? When are auditions happening? Like, I want to be a part of it. So it's great to like have that energy there. So yeah.
When I was a student here in, let me think what year, it would have been like 1998, and I went to a couple of shows. I remember seeing it was one called The Foreigner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch my friends take part in the theater. I enjoyed my time in the audience.
That's good. It's funny when their friends come, they all like kind of like make fun of them, like when they see them after the show, like, why were you up there doing that? But it's fun because like it's all in good, like in good fun, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a great environment.
Yeah.
So one thing we might not think about is like the technical evolution of theater. Yeah. Can you explain like how you've adapted with like lighting, sound, stage design, just to stay relevant?
Yeah, so I know we've currently we're actually in the ongoing efforts to update our lighting system. We had like a little situation happen a few months ago with like our lighting system overheating. So we're currently working on resolving that. But we did get like a bunch of new LED lights recently, so that's really cool. We're currently always updating our technology as much as we can because, budget constraints and things. You can't do everything at once. We wish we could, but we can't. But we're doing what we can, and it's awesome. We do the best with what we have. But I will say that the sound designers and the lighting designers we do hire are still able to work with the equipment we have and build and craft wonderful shows. They always visually look really good. And I'd say that's a big part of it is also our technical director, Cole. He is awesome. He helps to build at least 8 sets per year. He's building those and tearing those down. That's just like at least. So there's usually more than that. So Cole is always, we're busy working. He does a great job with our sets. You can tell he loves it. And something that he also does.
Does he work with students?
He does. Okay. He does. So he teaches our theater technology class, but he also engages students in which they can sign up for those scene shop volunteer hours. So students, they may not want to be on stage acting necessarily, or they don't even want to audition, or they don't even they just want to have some involvement. They can help build our sets. That can help them develop skills of craftsmanship or just hang out with each other. But our theater classes, some of them do require volunteer hours, but even if you aren't part of those classes, say like honors program students or whoever, they can come and volunteer in our scene shop and help Cole build the sets. So it helps him out because he gets some more hands. He doesn't have to do it all by himself, but it's also great because it keeps students engaged, and then they get to learn about our program, what we have at the theater. So it keeps them, they typically come back for more than one scene shop session. So it's awesome because like they'll sign up for one and be like, okay. And then you see them frequently time and time again. And it's just, and the more they're there, the more dependently they can work. So Cole can hand them like a hammer, be like, they know what to do with it. So if he hands it to me, I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's great. Yeah, it's really cool.
Down.
Right, exactly.
You do work closely with directors, student performers, visiting artists, faculty. How do you navigate those different relationships to maintain a collaborative and nurturing environment?
Totally. I mean, it's just listening to people, ensuring that everyone has what they need. If they have a question, I'm there to answer it, or someone's gonna be there to answer it. It's just making sure that we try to avoid as many preventable problems as we can. If something can be prevented, we'll try to make sure it's taken care of and done with. So that way there's less questions and less needs arising. Because like I say, our season, it happens like each year. So we're in a routine at this point. So I try to foresee like the future. And so make sure like everyone has what they need. So that way we're able to maintain those strong relationships. When people know that they come to Spectrum Theater, whether it's a patron or like a designer or an artist, that they know that they're taken care of and that they're going to enjoy their time there. Unexpected things happen and we take care of those when we can. But I try to make sure that every time someone's there, they have a positive experience no matter like what role they're playing, So yeah.
In terms of challenges that you may face, what are some challenges that you do face, like creating high quality theater, whether it's budget constraints, scheduling conflicts, et cetera?
So I think that, the biggest challenges we create, I think we're able to produce some high quality theater, even with like the constraints we do have. But I think that a big portion of it for me, I know especially, is engaging our community outside of the community we already have that's engaged with us. And the people who regularly go to our theater shows, they're going to be aware of things we have going on, and so that's wonderful. We love them. We love our regulars. But I want us to be able to try to expand past them, expand to our broader community in Grand Rapids, let them know about the awesome production we have at Spectrum Theater. But even so, it's far too often that I'll be at the theater, someone comes over to visit for something and they'll say, this is my first time here. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know we had a theater on campus, and you've been here, maybe 5-10 years? That doesn't make any sense. But it's fine. You're here now, and that's all that matters. So it's just
you need really to say you need to go out and tell 3 or 4 other people.
Exactly. Spread the word. But I will say that we have a wonderful communication and marketing team who they create our posters and help us with our social media stuff. So they are so awesome in helping us spread the word. So I really do appreciate them and their efforts. But, it's only again, even like with that, we're still only engaging like the people who care about it already, who want to know about it. So it's like trying to break past that barrier and like get like to a broader community, because we fill our seats, but I like to be able to fill our seats each show. I want people fighting to get into the door at Spectrum Theater, not literally fighting, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think that overall that's one of them. And then just like you say, budget constraints. There's only so much money, but we do what we can with what we have, and we make sure that students have a great experience no matter what. So and that's what's important to us.
Yeah. Does the Spectrum Theater have any goals in the next couple of years that you're really focusing on?
I mean, I think that I kind of ties back into my last answer, just like spreading the word, really engaging students and keeping them engaged, retaining them. Early this year, we did an open house, and that was something I thought was important because students, I want them to like visit our theater, just like freely, and just to come and have like a snack, grab a bite to eat, learn about auditions. I think that with that, we saw an increase in our engagement. We've had students who never stepped foot in our theater audition for shows and end up being part of the cast this year. And our audition numbers have increased. So I think that it's being intentional throughout the years and just really like engaging our students, spreading the word. We want new students to come through our doors. We love our students that are there. Trust me, we love them. We're happy they're there. But again, we want to increase our numbers and just have more students get involved in theater, because it can be time consuming, but the experience that they develop and the relationships that they establish are they're lifelong, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Nobody regrets coming into the theater, I promise you.
Yeah. So my son, he's 13, and he took a theater class, and he's a little bit of an introvert, but I even saw his personality develop just from taking one class and being involved in that environment for a short period of time.
It does. It brings out a different side of you. It's not like the skills you develop at theater take you throughout your life. You can use them in your everyday life, like engaging with people and speaking in public and things like that nature. Things you can do, theater will help you, and you just don't even realize it. So you just got to come through the doors,
Even if you're nervous.
Right? Even if you're not, trust me, everyone else is nervous. Like auditions, people they're like, what is everyone going to say? Trust me, everyone is thinking the same thing you're thinking. And I promise you, they're not thinking about you as deeply as you're thinking about yourself. So they're focused on their monologues. They're not thinking about you anymore, right? Yeah, so it's like, just try it. And we have so many new students. We do have new students, and they're just as scared as everyone. So like, trust me, everyone's scared. You'll be fine. I promise you. Because once you get the part, it's like, I got this. So just taking that chance and just just take a breath and you'll be fine. What
do you hope ultimately your legacy will be as a theater manager here?
I mean, ultimately, I just want people to remember that I was nice, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not really about me necessarily, because I know what I'm here. I'm here to make sure that students are having a great experience. So I just want the students.
Well, that's a great legacy to have.
I guess it is. I'm all about the students. I want them to enjoy being here. I want them to not I go to rehearsal or it's and knowing that they have somewhere they can go to ask questions and they'll get the answers that they need. We try to create a very welcoming and inviting space for all students. No matter what they look like, what they talk like, what they sound like, anything, we want you to come through our doors because it's a safe space there for you, and that's ultimately what I want them to feel. And we've noticed they do feel that, and I'm happy to know that students can come to my door, just sit in front of me, and I may be working or something, but they want to talk, and I'll take time to talk with them because it's important to keep those relationships. So I just want Yeah.
So last question, do you have anything that you would like to add? Any dates for any productions?
Yeah, so our next production we have for GRCC players is John Proctor is The Villain by Kimberly Bellflower. It actually opens in April 3rd through the 5th.
Okay.
But, if you stay engaged with our program, we have an Instagram. So at Spectrum Theater has all of our updates throughout the year. So whether it's Actors Theater or Jewish Theater, it'll be on the Instagram. So if they follow that, they'll definitely be engaged with us. Yeah, but we do have our last production is John Proctor's The Villain, opening April 3rd at Spectrum Theater for our GRCC players. So yeah, please come out.
Great. Thank you so much. You're doing such great work, and you should be very proud of everything that you do.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron, for having us. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Together, we got this.